Well, I've talked to a few people about it. I've just talked about we do the same things each and every week in our preparation as far as the mental side, our mental approach on Mondays. We spend a lot of time putting the game away from Saturday, learning from that game. Then we move forward on to our next game later on that day. And then the physical part starts for us on Tuesday. We call it fast and physical on Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, hump day. That's our focus day, making sure we're focusing through the adversity and things we're going to face in the game. And then on Thursdays, we talk about finishing. That's a big part for us. And after Thursday, it gets more mental again until kickoff. And we start talking about, having fun doing all those things that we did during the week. And so we've really done the same things each and every week. And these guys can tell you that we haven't changed anything. Well, I can say it, but I know Michael was one of the guys that played on that team that 1-9 team. He might want to say a little bit right there, or I can talk a little bit.
Consistency of us practicing at 4 and 5 a.m. in the morning. The new guys that are coming in, they had to get acclimated to that. With that process, the long process with that, and just being able to stay consistent and focus on what we had to do on coming on to the next season with off that 29 season. So I just say the consistency of that and just, everybody coming together, becoming one instead of being individual. So I say that and just going out there having fun every morning.
Well, actually, as a coach, I'm one of those guys. I believe in always trying to tweak it and improve it and make it better. So each and every year, we're looking at ways to make things better for our players as far as the preparation side, getting them to Saturdays. And obviously, I've taken things from when I was a college athlete like these young men, and also taking things when I was an assistant coach at other colleges. So I think you're always, changing it up, but it seems to have worked for us this season. And the biggest change for us was during our bye week. We felt like we got back to basics and really got back to the foundation of our football team. It did, and one of the reasons for that bye week, the previous two seasons, we had played Alabama State, and then after the Alabama State game, we were a little bit beat up, so it was good to get a week to kind of get some guys healthy, get a week to get back to basics on the fundamental things that we do in the game, blocking, the tackling, and the throwing and catching, all those things that are the fundamentals of what we do, and we really built from there.
Got you. And how do you go from a one
Well,
game?
there were number of factors involved in that. Obviously, going 1-9, there were some things that we had to improve, and one of the things we needed to go out and bring in a few more guys to replace guys that had left the team before I got the job here and things like that, and then some guys that left after I got here because when there's a change in the head coach, sometimes some players might not feel like they fit into what we're doing. And so going into that 23 season, our motto for that season was be the change. And we talked about being the change that we needed to be to become the football team that we needed to become. And like Michael said, we feel like all of our players have really bought in, and it's all about the team, about me or I or my stats, anything like that. I'm quite sure, Cam as a quarterback, he could probably tell you a little bit more about that team side of it.
Yeah, just to pick off of what Coach was saying, we really coming together as a team. I feel like with the Iron team, it's really like a bond, a family bond that we grew from, like just dealing with adversity, starting 0-2, and then like having all the odds against us and just going against the odds and coming together.
Got you. You playing Clark Atlanta University again. It's your second time. You played them like a month ago. Offense produced a season high in points. Defense produced a season high in turnovers. How can you guys duplicate that performance for all the marbles this week in the title game?
Well, obviously, we would love to be able to duplicate that, but they're a different team. Clark Atlanta, I feel like each team, as the season goes on, teams evolve and they change and they learn, and so I think we're going to see a little bit of a different team.
I'll say just holding every player to the same expectation. We all learn and feed off of each other, grow together. So just having a bond together to where everybody know like it's one expectation, and no matter who has the expectation, as long as the expectation get done, I don't think about it.
And Cam actually had an injury. He had an injury in one of our games, actually, the first half of the Central State game. And so we had to play Khalil Anglin, and Khalil came in, did a good job. He started the next game against Albany State and started the Clark Atlanta game. And while Cam was still out with an injury. And then unfortunately, Khalil had an injury toward the end of the Clark Atlanta game. And the next week, Cam was healthy enough to go back out and play. So that actually worked out well for us because, you know, we lose Cam and then Khalil's ready to go. And that's been really the theme of our team. Well, one of the things of our team has been we've got the next man up mentality. So it doesn't matter who goes down, who's out, that next guy's going to step up. And these guys will tell you, man, one of the things I've preached since I've been here from the very beginning is our young guys and our guys that aren't playing a lot, they have got to learn how to work while they wait on their opportunity because they don't know when opportunity is going to start knocking on that door. And that's one thing I've been very proud of this team about this year. Opportunity has knocked for a lot of guys on our team, both sides of football, special team, all of it. And all of those guys have been ready and they've stepped up to the challenge. So that's we've had the most injuries on this team has had since I've been here. Just see guys step up the way they have, it's really special. Well, we had that question last week, obviously, about the Tuskegee game, about knowing that we've got the conference championship game right after that, and we're in, and going down there for their homecoming and all that. You know, and just people had the question, but I say it all the time about this team. We've just been doing the same things each and every week and trying to build off those things. And we've got certain keys to victory that we talk about before each and every game. And we've stuck to those keys to victory every week. But the biggest thing about this team, I think our guys, well, I know our guys are having fun playing together. They're really a journey from January up until now. You know, January, February, we really try to make these guys comfortable. We try to get them ready for the challenges of the season. We try to get them ready for the challenges of putting yourself in a championship situation. And so I feel like we'll be ready because we've really gotten these guys ready along the journey. But the biggest thing is they're having fun playing with each other. So I don't see our guys feeling pressure of a championship game. I think they're just excited to keep playing ball with each other and want to keep this thing going.